Really? All right. I was going to apologize for being late, but there's no one here but myself, and now there's someone else here. So I apologize for being late. Hi, Kat. Lost track of time. Just trying to like mellow out beforehand and eat dinner, and had a YouTube video on New Line Cinema going, and I was like, hope I have time to go to the bathroom before I have to go live. And I'm like, oops, I was supposed to go live like 6 minutes ago. Yellow, TENIME here. Today's shirt, I didn't even remember I had this thing. So when I worked at Tower Records, where did I get this? Did I get this from Tower Records, or did I get this from Comcast? I got this from Comcast. When I worked at both Tower Records and Comcast, I got a lot of like promotional stuff for movies and TV shows, which is really cool. You know, perks of the job, especially when you know, they don't pay you well enough. And so like, typically the shirts would just be like, it'd be kind of cool, but then it would be ruined by like text at the bottom saying, coming soon to DVD or coming soon to theaters. So this is one such shirt. And the reason I say Comcast is just based on the date. I worked for Comcast from 2007 to 2018, and this says 2011 on it. Whereas I worked at Tower Records from 2005 until the entire company went under in 2006. So there's no way I would have gotten a 2011 shirt in 2006. But it is the Jason Momoa Conan the Barbarian. Conan the Barbarian 3D, August 11th, which is Monday. So what, 14 years ago. 14 years ago Monday. And it is relevant because today we are looking at the Frazetta Icon Collectibles, or Frazetta Girls Icon Collectibles, DJ Toys, Asian market exclusive, Conan Barbarian. So this is my first Conan figure. I do really want one of, despite my issues with Super 7, I do really want one of their Arnold Conan Ultimates. I just don't have one yet. And then I didn't find out about Mezco's 1/12 Collective Conan until like early to mid last year, years after it had already sold out. And before I open this and have this potentially change my mind, that Mezco would have been my ideal Conan. So it kind of sucks that I can't get it, but hopefully this is better, so I won't want it. I do still want an Arnold though. Just to have an Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan the Barbarian would be cool. So Flipping the camera around. Ooh, spoilers. All right, taking a look at the box. Get this nice little shiny silver embossed Conan, a little embossed 1/12 scale action figure. We have, I'm assuming that says DJ Toys. I had to Google and be like, I know this was an Asian exclusive, but like, what are the specifics? So it was DJ Toys Asian market exclusive, and then there's a J in there. That is not a Japanese letter. that is a Roman J. Assuming this says DJ Toys. Frazetta Girls, Icon Collectibles, their logo. The Frazetta is embossed, but the little banner for Icon Collectibles. Oh, actually, you know what? I feel like I do kind of feel those tiny little letters, but they're tiny, man. Looking at the top, Conan 1/12 scale action figure, ages 17 and up. Side, another Conan. Y'all say Conan or Conan? A great picture of the figure on the side. On the bottom, we have legal information, barcode, more logos. Pretty sure that's a recycling or recyclable, like maybe the box is made out of recyclable materials, made in China, not for children 0 to 3 years old. We have the back of the box, more logos. There is the Frazetta Girls logo. This is not my, this may be my first Conan figure. It is not my first Frazetta Girls figure. I didn't bring Tigra up here, but I do have Dark Wolf for comparisons later. And then I never got the Viking dude just because I didn't know what it was, and which doesn't usually stop me, but I didn't think it looked all that great. And that's not a knock against Frank Frazetta or Frazetta Girls Icon Collectibles. It just wasn't my thing, and not spending a lot of money on a figure that I not even lukewarm towards. I didn't cry for very long. Oh darn, I get to save that money. Featuring premium new articulation, lifelike sculpting, this collectible brings Frazetta's vision of Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian to life. Our Cimmerian comes with 2 swappable portrait heads, multiple sets of hands, and a range of iconic accessories. 1 newly developed Conan figure body with 32 points of articulation. When we get to Dark Wolf for the comparisons. Yeah, see? Okay, well, because Dark Wolf only has single elbows, and he's only got single elbows. Dark Wolf only has single knees, and he might only have single knees. I'm not sure. We'll find out when we get him open. 2 portrait heads, 3 sets of hands, 1 sword with scabbard and metal chain, 1 small battle axe, 1 large double-bladed battle axe, 1 shield, 1 removable helmet with removable hair, 1 dagger with scabbard, 2 arm braces, 1 armband, 1 belt, 1 necklace. So the differences between this and the regular one, which if this were an edited video, I could throw a comparison up on the screen because I'm live. I can't do that. The regular release sword was curved, and I'm not a fan of. It's not that I'm not a fan. In terms of a broadsword versus a scimitar, I would rather have a broadsword. And then the helmet. This helmet is exclusive to this set, which I think is a lot cooler with the spike and the horns, because the other helmet, while accurate to a Frazetta painting, as is this, but while the other helmet and scimitar, but while the other helmet is accurate to a Frazetta painting, I don't think it looks very good. And Robo calls it a punch bowl because it looks like a punch bowl turned upside down on Conan's head. So I would rather have a horned spiked helmet than a punch bowl and then a a straight broadsword rather than a curved scimitar. So and then obviously the sheath is going to be different because it would be a curved sheath too. So looking at Frazetta Girls staff, we have project leader Joe Weber. For Frazetta Girls, Sarah Frazetta, I'm assuming Frank's daughter. Project management, product design, and packaging, Eamon O'Donoghue. Sculpting, Aaron Doyle. Paint masters, Matt O'Toole. Photography, Trevor Williams. Conan the Barbarian is copyright 2025 Conan Properties International LLC. Get open the little flappity-doo. We have awesome photography of the figure. Ooh, who does have double knees. Good. There's no point trying to sell anybody a very realistic, graceful figure. Come now, this is Conan, you know. He's got to have huge muscles, powerful. He's got to look like Howard described him so that the readers can identify with him and believe. Frank Frazetta, 1967. Sorry, I was in like the middle of a burp. As you can see around the window is a Frank Frazetta Conan the Barbarian painting. So I'm assuming the painting with this version of Conan. Getting this open. Flippity-doo around. I have my air conditioning set to 64, but it looks like the temperature in my apartment is 77 degrees and I'm dying. There was a business card in, of course, it's backwards for you. I apologize. It's not my fault. It's YouTube's fault. Focus. No? Okay. Well, sorry for knocking the camera then. Just the Frazetta Girls and then the Frazetta Icon Collectibles logos. On the back it says, important joint care. To preserve the integrity of your Icon Collectibles figure, we recommend applying gentle heat, hairdryer, or warm water to tight joints before first posing. This is especially helpful in colder environments. Carefully ease each joint into motion, never force it. This simple step helps prevent damage and ensures long-term posability. Well, given that it's 77 degrees in here, I don't think I'm going to have a problem. This is not a colder environment. I'm dying here, guys. This is not the same painting, but this proves that he did paint more than just one. I don't know if I can show that on YouTube, though. It is a Frank Frazetta Conan the Barbarian painting, and my fingers are placed very deliberately because there is some unclothed body going on there with the girl at his feet. But we get some bones, skull, rib cages. There's like an arm hanging up there. We got some flames there. It's like some nightmarish stuff going on behind him. You got the Sumerian like ring where they're like, I don't necessarily remember if like he's got a throne in the ring, but like even if he does, not that this would be the throne ring. It's a Sumerian symbol. It's been a couple decades since I've seen the Schwarzenegger movie, and I haven't read any comics. I have a novel by Howard, but it's like a sequel novel. Yeah, so awesome Frazetta painting of Conan himself. And again, I haven't gotten this out yet, so I don't know how this measures up, but like the Mezco figure looks exactly like that. It's really good. But this is not a review of the Mezco Conan. This is Frazetta Girls Conan, sorry. Tray on top, holding everybody in. We have a very angry... I'll show you the accessories on the other side, sorry. Trying to keep you guys entertained talking. Owie. Sharp spike on the shield. Nice little sword. Curved dagger. How many daggers did this say? Dagger with scabbard. Just one dagger. Okay. For some reason, I felt like it said 2 daggers, but no. Can you come out? Okay. The curve was worrying me. Glad I don't have to worry about that with the sword. Little bracer. With a helmet with hair sticking off the back of it. Is the hair removable? It's wiggling, so I don't know if it's soft because it's warm or if I'm like breaking. No, cool. That's awesome. All right, I'll show you later, but yeah, a tab and slot. We all know I test the joints before showing you the articulation. Is the music too loud? It's a My catchphrases are yellow. This is not a review. And in live streams, is the music too loud? All of my live streams, because I don't know. I can't hear. You know, it's. I can't hear what you're hearing, and I don't want to. I want to give you a good listening experience. It's really hot in here, and I'm minus a light. Usually I have another lamp in here, but A, I didn't feel like bringing it out of the bedroom, and B, it would have just made things so much hotter, and I'm already boiling. All right, he is not attached to the bubble. Make sure it's empty before I throw it away. Do I want to keep the box? I want to keep that painting, so I may cut that off, and then I'm going to keep the insert. But I don't need the box. Save some space in my storage room. And I don't need the little business card that says heat up the joints. I'm not saying the joints won't be tight, just because it is warm in here, but I don't need to be reminded to do that, so. All right. And that can, come on. Okay. And then floaty around. Obviously, that gets in the way of articulation. No butterfly. Should have butterfly. Single jointed elbows. Come on, guys. You're a brand new company. You should not be starting out with single jointed elbows. It's just supposed to, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That is a cool feature that helps a little bit, not as much as double jointed elbows would help, but okay. Is that just sort of like, oh, okay. He does have double jointed knees. This is their 4th figure, but their first one with double jointed knees. Come on, guys. Oof. I mean, of all the joints on an action figure, the ones I would want to be the tightest would be the ankles, because if you have loose ankles, it does not matter how tight the entire rest of the figure is, those ankles will not support any weight if they are loose. All of my, this is not a review of NECA foot soldiers, but all of my NECA movie and cartoon foot soldiers, ankles are floppy. And my NECA suited David Xanatos, loose ankles. So like having a stand with a peg in the hole of the bottom of the foot isn't going to do crap if the ankles are so loose that the figure falls forward taking the stand with them. All right, focus. Gotta keep focusing, zooming. Drop the camera a bit. Maybe a little too far down. There we go. Bring that back. Creepy bald head. Creepy hair without. Party in the back with nothing in the front. Little bracer there. There's the extra hands. My tweezers. I did recently trim my nails, but still just to keep my hands off screen as much as possible. His hands, he has a pair of splayed out hands with horizontal hinges. He has, you saw me skip those, a pair of fists with horizontal hinges. He's got a pair of grip hands with vertical hinges. Yeah, sword-wielding hands with vertical hinges. That's how we do it. That's how we should be doing it in 2025. And then he has a pair of relaxed hands on him in the package with horizontal hinges. He comes with this shield. Awesome sculpting, awesome painting. The spike is not too sharp, but I mean, it is very rigid and is very pointy, so you could do some damage if you push hard enough, but at least it's not like, ow! Little leather straps for the arm, little handle to hold on to. We have a curved dagger, and he fell down. A curved dagger. A little ornamentation there, a little clip to clip onto the belt. I like the little bird pommel. And it is removable. Oops, see, sorry, dry hands. We have a single-bladed axe. Awesome sculpt and paint detail. Little black splotches on the wood there. Kind of obscures the sculpt a little. Should be a wash, not just a big old a big old splotch of black. And we have a double-barreled axe. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, they went a little heavy on the black on the wood. Another pointy. Ooh, that's a little pointier than the shield. I love the metal paint. It's really great, and like it looks dirty and just, and like the sculpt is sculpted to look like it's beat up, but then there's like paint that makes it look even more beat up. It's awesome. He's done some things with these. Oh shoot, I should have looked up the quote. The greatest thing in life is to see your enemies scattered before you and hear the lamentation of their women, or like tweezers. All right. Ugh. The exclusive helmet that I preferred over the punch bowl. Looks pretty great. Also pointy. Ow. Oh, that's probably the pointiest spike. Sorry. Make you crane your neck. I like how the horns kind of look like they're like bone, whereas the rest is metal. There's a peg to go into the head, and a number 2 for some reason. And then the slot right there is for the tab for the back of the hair to plug into. Let's take a look at that. So there is the tab. Oh, also has a number 2. That tab plugs into the helmet. I do like that it comes out, because then you could like just have him holding the helmet, and it doesn't look weird with just hair sticking out the back of it. Woo! Pretty standard black. I don't notice any kind of like a wash or anything, but I'm not usually the one to point that out, and I'm not really usually the one to care all that much about it. I mean, we all know that I like my stuff bright, cartoony, solid colors. Not that I dislike washed and weathered stuff like this. I love stuff like this. It's just, you have to pick a preference, and my preference is cartoony. So it leaves me less knowledgeable about stuff like this. So it's not that I dislike this. It's awesome. It's great. I love it. It's just because it's not my preference, I'm less knowledgeable about it. But there's his bracer, gauntlet, whatever they called it on the box. Looks cool. I will be putting it on there. Here is the exclusive sword. We get a straight blade, not a curved, and matching scabbard. I like the real chain there. It's cool. Well, okay. You could tighten it as you want. I don't know if maybe that's supposed to just be hooked to the loop. Like if it was it pulled through too far, or is it supposed to be pulled through? I'm not sure. Cool design there. An awesome blade. Again, I really like the metal paint. I like the little ornamentation down there by the hilt. His alternate head. Where's my tweezers? Little gritting teeth, furrowed brow. He's not a pretty man. Big old earrings. I mean, heck, without that giant hole in the top of his head. Come on, focus. And you could just be like, he's just a bald dude. It's a mean old bald dude. But no, and so then that is either for the helmet or the other hairpiece. So, because it looks like he fell and broke his neck. the head hit the backdrop there. Ugh. Looking at him closer up. I don't know, I kind of like this head better. Focus, please. Are we too close? There we go. Cool. Obviously, the hair is removable, so you can swap it to the other head. Or put the helmet on this one. Where's the hole? was a family show. There is the alternate head with the hair. Let's plug the hair back onto the helmet and plug that onto his head. Straighten it out. That's a really cool look. We have this like loose necklace here, some bones, like a little bird skull, and some like gold ornamentations. He's all buff and swole, vascular. Scars all over him. He's got popping veins and he's got sunken scars. Our first Frazetta girl's double jointed knees, but still only single jointed elbows. Come on, guys. I feel like the coloration difference between the knees and the other legs, just because it's two different types of plastic, I feel like that's coming through more evident on camera than it is in person, even with the ring light. So like me looking over the camera, it's less noticeable than me looking through the camera. Nice little leather boots. I said I was very appreciative of those tight ankles. All right, so with the hair, I'm going to move the camera up because I don't have much room to bring him down to show you upper stuff. Boop, there we go. So the hair is obviously going to prevent any looking up. And then with the floaty necklace, it's just going to push against the back of the necklace and make that go up. He has a ball joint in there. So he gets some good tilt. Again, this is with the helmeted head, rotation. Oh, without any hair. Look up that far, straight ahead, bury the chin. With the hair, come on. The full hair, because this is like wind blown. This is going to restrict even more movement. Come on. But it is Conan's signature locks. So absolutely no up. Like you can get him to look straight forward. You can still bury the chin because it doesn't affect the front. It doesn't actually get in the way of tilt. So it is going to get in the way of rotation because it's hitting the traps. We have a, dumbbell up there. Swapping heads is, fairly easy. Where's that helmet? I feel like the helmet works better with the, just because the hair is windswept. He has single jointed elbow, he does have single jointed elbows. He has a pin and hinge. I don't know how well you can see in there. Again, I can see better with the light, but I don't know if that's coming through on camera. It looks like it's actually getting darker in there, but then if you look, it's capped, which is really cool. So it does only come up that far, but because there's no like bicep swivel there, the shoulder actually will swivel on that cap, which is pretty cool. You know, look at that. That's like fully sideways, but facing forward. Well, obviously, it's going to expose a little back there. You can't obviously get full rotation. Single jointed elbow. I would say at 90, if not imperceptibly over 90. But you get rotation, swivel. You get swivel on the elbow, the horizontal hinges of the hands. You get that. We have a, is it a dumbbell under there? I can't tell. Nice scar there. That's awesome. Really, really good range in the rib cage. So you get tilt, almost fully sideways, almost fully sideways. You can touch his toes the hard way. crunch is that far. Doesn't really expose too much. They do follow the sculpt up a little into the gap there, so it doesn't look too bad. You can get almost all the way back. That does kind of open it up. I mean, they do follow the sculpt up. He's got a 12-pack. There's more abs up there, but then if you pull it back too far, you can see where just the engineering for the figure opens up. So you just, there you go. It's still better back than most figures can do. And then you can, you can hide that little hole. There is a separate waist, but like, I'm not getting a whole lot of movement. It's definitely a ball joint, but not a whole lot of tilt, not a whole lot of back and forth, and then not a whole lot of rotation. So you're going to get most of your upper body movement. Look at that. Out of the rib cage. That's really good. The fur is rubber. This belt is just free floating. It's not as annoying as the free floating necklace, but it's a little irksome, and I feel like it can't fall down, but I also feel like it's going to fall down, Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but because just the fact that it is a completely separate piece and it's not held on by anything other than just the friction of the larger piece underneath it. Got a little, he got no underwear, but he's got a cup. We have capped hips. So can go out. Oh, almost, actually, almost full splits. Almost full splits. I don't call that full splits. Can go up as his cup is flashing everybody. I feel like that's straight up and down. So can't go all the way up just because that, again, it's materials getting in the way. And then, I mean, you just keep pushing it against it's can go almost all the way back. And then we have not a whole lot of out rotation on that cap. You do get a little bit of rotation, just nowhere near as good as the shoulders. The first ever Frazetta Girls double jointed pinless knees comes up almost all the way. There is no boot swivel, or both of mine are stuck. Though the cuff of the boots are separate pieces. This one is definitely glued. This one feels like it might have come a little loose, but I don't like, unlike the belt, I'm not really worried about this falling down. We get, there's some good detents in there, but then you're also fighting against the rubbery, there we go. So all the way back, but it's pushing that rubber up there, so I wouldn't leave like that for too long. Detents can come an okay amount forward. I feel like that is a separate piece underneath. So am I getting rotation or no? I don't know, and I don't want to force it because it's not cooperating. Ankle tilt though, get it over the rubbery sculpt. You get really good in. You get really good out, and that goes under the rubbery sculpt. So on this side, you have to go over a little bit, but then this side, it goes under. Right, so let's get him outfitted. No. I was like, it'd be cool if there was like a cut right there, so then you could just plug in, so you could have hanging down hair with the helmet. But we're going to go with just a stoic Conan, pull that. Ooh, okay. Hands are a little challenging to swap out. It's going to be a righty. Okay. Ooh, not as challenging to peg in. Let's... Okay, how are we doing this? I found the easiest way is to... Okay, see how easy it is to open up the hands. I feel like it's, with these types of things, it's just easier to do that. And then thread the forearm through. Come on. Stop doing that. Thread the forearm through. No. Okay. Am I going to have to remove the bracelets? You can't see it anyway behind the shield. It's getting caught on his... shoot, what was it? It was in my Ace Duck video. Radialis, I think. The forearm muscle. Wow, that is difficult. And that's going to be the best way, because that's the inside of the forearm. That's the inside of the forearm. And so it's just going to, like, the curve, it's working with the curve on the inside of the shield. Whereas if you rotate it around, not only would it be anatomically incorrect, but then the curves would be fighting each other. I don't feel like the bracelet is hindering anything, but let's take it off just in case. Is it removable? It's a separate piece. Is it coming, or am I prying glue off? Nope. Okay. It is meant to come off, and it can come off. Like I said, you can't see it under the shield anyways. Anyways is not a word. Stop adding the S at the end, TENIME. Bro. "15 minutes of this video are going to be me fighting with the straps on the shield." Like, it's literally, it's stopping me right there. It's like, especially right there. Right there. The strap is just, it's too tight against the forearm. I'm afraid of ripping it off the shield. Oh, man. I'll make sure that the wrist peg goes in straight so it doesn't break. Oh, we're on. Jeeps. Of course, now I want that bracelet there to fill it. Okay, so then what are we doing with the chain here? Do these hooks, because remember what I was saying is, like, were these hooks pulled in and not supposed to be, or... Because I don't want to stress the metal. It's very, very thin, and that will absolutely snap. But then I also don't want to break the plastic ring that it is going through. I feel like... Ooh. Because it's a hook. Yeah, see? So I feel like the hook is supposed to come off. It was really evident down here. Like, that hook is just really not hooked onto it. Like, the whole hook is pulled through. There we go. Okay. So we are going to Is that... I'm definitely not going to force the end of that hook through that rubbery loop. That'll rip it. I was like, can I thread the chain through the belt? And actually, if he's a righty, it has to be on this side. So then hook. Hook that on. And there's the other one. Hook that on. Maybe I do want to force it back through, just so they don't do that. fall off the loops. All right. Okay. Hook. Man, I may have to force that back through. Like I want to... No! I was trying to use gravity to my benefit. Hook. There. Because then I can let go and it won't fall off. Then let's spin. Son of a gun. I want to swear so badly. Not that I haven't in live streams, but I'm trying to be better. Okay. Where's my tweezers? I should have left one of them pulled through. Okay, so that's pulled through. Now, this video is way longer than it needs to be because I'm struggling with the chain and the shield. Sorry. Here, at least try and drop the camera down to a better level so you can... All right, so that went through that direction. Okay. Boom. Okay. The rings are soft enough. I would say if you do that too many times, you're going to break them, but I'd say once you get it, just leave them. So I have no need to ever pull them out ever again. Putting the sword in his hand. It is a tight grip, but still a little rubbery. So you can get that in. Right. Stand him up, get some comparisons going. I took all of my comparisons out of their deeper stances so we get a more accurate height look. So you're welcome. Have to redo all my poses. Clip this. Where do I want to clip the dagger? That works. Of course, I wanted the sheath to like kind of be facing forward. All right. Move it back up. We have the Mattel Masters of the Universe Origins He-Man. We have the Frazetta Girls Icon Collectibles Ralph Bakshi and Frank Frazetta's Fire and Ice Dark Wolf. It's a great animated movie. It looks like they share torsos, arms, upper legs. Definitely not knees, because that is a single joint and those are double jointed. Different boots. And then Conan's partner in crime, Red Sonja. This is the Boss Fight Studio Red Sonja. I have an edited video that has been filmed that I have not yet edited, let alone uploaded to the channel, but keep an eye out for that in the future. We have one of my favorite toys of the year so far, the Harbinger Studios Savage Crucible Frank Frazetta Warrior with Ball and Chain. Those shields look a little similar, huh? I don't know. Sorry, kicking the camera. I don't know if the Frazetta painting of Warrior with Ball and Chain, I don't know if that's supposed to be Conan or not, because it's, as far as I know, it's just Warrior with Ball and Chain. So, though, you know what? I mean, it's obviously a different helmet, but pretty similar. And like I said, those shields are almost identical. Maybe it is supposed to be Conan. It's Frank Frazetta's painting, but maybe because Harbinger Studios doesn't have the Conan license, they couldn't call this Conan. I don't know. Love this figure. Because I don't really have any Barbarians from the Four Horsemen, the closest I could figure, well, as I was saying about loose ankles, trying to get this guy stood up behind camera and loose ankles. So I would rather have tight detents than loose ankles that can't support the figure. The Four Horsemen Mythic Legions Cowaros, aka Anthropomorphic Battle Cat. Well, what's the big deal? No He-Man? You had Origins He-Man. You don't have a big He-Man? Well, for my usual comparisons, I usually do Stinkor, but from the Mattel Masterverse Revelation, we have He-Man. Come on, I wasn't gonna leave you hanging there. Instead of Deadpool, the Hasbro Marvel Legends comic book Kazar of the Savage Land. We have the Metacom Mafex Snyder Cut Justice League Batman. Instead of movie Michelangelo, we have the NECA Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, I didn't straighten his pose out. Sorry. The NECA Dungeons and Dragons War Duke. Come on. Where are we? Come on. There we go. the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat 11 Shadow of Spawn. If there is a Barbarian Spawn, I do not have one. I've got a bunch of different spawns. I've got Ninja Spawn, Commando Spawn, Mandarin Spawn, She Spawn, Raven Spawn. The Super 7, again, I wish this were a Conan, but the Super 7 Silverhawks Ultimates, Bluegrass and Sideman. The Jax Pacific Super Mario. Man, the music is really loud on my end, so I'm just going to turn that down a little. The Fresh Monkey Fiction Eagle Force Agent Grimm. And I am very excited because I may have a replacement 1/18th scale figure coming up with a review to use in comparisons instead of, as much as I love Keanu, this other 1/18th scale figure is it's a lot more my style than Soldier. And then the Diamond Select Toys Minimates, G.I. Joe Minimates, Storm Shadow, rest in peace, Diamond Select. He's cool. I would definitely say he's better than Dark Wolf. Not just because my surround sound skipped sound and then that threw me off my thinking. I would say he's better than Dark Wolf, not just because he has double jointed knees and Dark Wolf has single jointed knees. And I do have more experience and nostalgia. I mean, even though he's got, decades and decades and decades of history and mythology and so many different iterations. I'm wearing the Momoa shirt, but then you got the Arnold movie, and then you got all the comics and the novels and everything. And then this is just one animated movie. I kind of have more experience with Fire and Ice than Conan, but I still think Conan is a better figure. Just because he kind of because this is the classic Howard Frazetta Marvel Comics Conan. Again, nothing against Momoa or Schwarzenegger. I really liked the Momoa movie. I've only seen the first Schwarzenegger movie. I know the second one isn't great, or people say the second one isn't great. So I've seen the good one, the original, that made Arnold a star. But yeah, this is like classic Conan. I like it a lot. I do. It is definitely not I'm a little bummed that I paid so much or this, that, and the other. Like there's no bums. There's no buyer's remorse. I will still admit that I still really want that Mezco 112 collective. My Toon Rat King fell over. Sorry, I'm looking up there at the turtle shelf, and I'm like, "Where's Rat King?" Speaking of loose ankles, well, this is not a review. It's a cool figure. I'm very happy that I got the exclusive. I don't think it was really that much more money, even though you had to get it from an overseas shop and you couldn't just get it directly from Frazetta Girl's website. I very, very much prefer this sword and helmet. And that makes the exclusive so much more worth it, because I think with the punch bowl and the scimitar, I would definitely like this less. The head limitation with the hair is a bummer. I don't know what I was expecting. Because I mean, it's, the hair is faithful to the design, and I figured they'd make it out of that rubbery material, and you would figure that the rubbery material would help it get out of the way, but obviously it's the design with physics and everything is going to hinder it a little bit, or a lot. Yes, this is, I feel like I'm sounding more hesitant than I actually am. I have no problem admitting on camera and microphone when I have major issues and regrets with a purchase. And I have no issue getting upset and swearing and taking the manufacturers to task and complaining about the price versus value. Have you caught on to my gist yet? If you haven't watched that video, it's quite a video to watch. I did bleep all the swears, so don't worry, but there's a lot of bleeps in it. So, like, I don't have a problem voicing my regret. So I don't want to come off as being hesitant or regretful. I do like this a lot. I am very happy to have it. And hey, it's my first Conan the Barbarian figure. It's awesome. Like, I have a Conan. If this is not supposed to be Conan the Barbarian, because he doesn't come with any extra heads, and there's no hair sticking out from behind the helmet, so it's like, even if I wanted to make this Conan, see, those ankles are... You said it was one of your favorite figures. Yeah, well, in the pose I had him in, but standing straight up and down, those ankles suck, man. See? But, like, I don't feel like that is Conan. It's a great figure. I don't feel like it's Conan. I have my first Conan the Barbarian. That's just exciting in and of itself. So I don't know if the exclusive is still available. Like I said, you have to get it from Asian stores, shipping from Asia. I know 5K Toys had it up. I got mine from Bombusby, not sponsored. BOMBUSBEE. If you want, I can put a link in the description. Upcoming videos. I got a lot, man. I've recorded so many freaking videos and have edited Silverhawks and Archie Ace Duck. I've got Mirage Leatherhead. I've got the rest of the Nekatoon Holothon, Tattoo and Worm, and Creepy Eddie and Shibano Sama. I've got my buddy Justin's Mirage Old Man Raph. Did I say Mirage Leatherhead? It's Mirage Leatherhead. My Leatherhead. His Old Man Raph. The awesome folks over at the Articulated Thoughts message board have recommended that I start looking at G.I. Joe Classified moving forward. So I have 3 G.I. Joe Classified reviews to edit and put up. Then I also have the 1/18th scale figure that is going to end up replacing Agent Grimm in my comparisons going forward. So I need to edit that and get it uploaded. So once it starts showing up in other videos, you're not going to be surprised. Like, oh, wait, where did that come from? It is an older figure, so I'm definitely behind the curve. Conan just came out. The Silverhawks just came out. Ace Duck just came out. I'm a few months behind on Leatherhead. The G.I. Joe just came out. It's Snake Eyes and the Polar Bear, which I'm so excited for that polar bear. I filmed half of it. I haven't opened the box yet. So I filmed the intro and looking at the box. I haven't opened the box yet. So that's why I spoke in future tense. I am excited for the polar bear, and not that I am excited to have the polar bear, just because I haven't busted it out of its here. Polar bear. Law and Order, and then the Firefighter. Also, Crystal Ball should be dropping soon. Thankfully, my friends Nick and Kat they each have a pre-order, so hopefully one of them gets fulfilled and neither get canceled. I don't need 2, but worst case scenario, I can return, I'll pay them both for them, and then I'll return one of them. Yeah, so, and then what else? Silverhawk's Reaction, Old Man Raph. I did a short on the YOLO Park AMK Optimus Prime, which, like, at the time I did the short, it wasn't all that old, but now it's super old and past due. Yeah, so sorry, this is how I end my live streams. I don't mean to string people along, umming and awing. Saturday, August 9th, is my 43rd birthday. So if you're feeling awesome and generous, my Amazon birthday wish list is in the description right now. If you would like to support me on Patreon, patreon.com/TENIME, TENIME. Link is also in the description. $5 a month gets you unlimited behind-the-scenes access to all artworks, works in progress, including YouTube thumbnails. I think that's all I have to say. Probably should have flipped it around just to say goodbye to you. So thank you for watching from the bottom of my heart. Those are never hollow words. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Please help me fight back against the tyranny of YouTube. Please give this video a like. Please put some comments in the description. Not the description. Please put some comments in the comment section, please. Stay safe. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Bye, Homer.